Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have an adventure video game to talk about, another great book about Dogman, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Jonathan Dunn. Jonathan is an award-winning dynamic public speaker and a certified dream leader, and he says that he is a YouTube celebrity. His channel he does with his daughter Kaylee is called Get Out of the Porta Potty.
One small correction here, Tiberius. The only one that actually uses my full name is my mother, and that is when I am in trouble. I know you don't know anything about that, but my friends, my YouTube fan base, because I am a celebrity, they all refer to me as John D, because my name is John D. Dunn. But since I'm like Gandhi, I'm now known as John D.
That's kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Today we're going to start off with the video of the week, John D, and this is going to be an adventure.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is World//Zero. This is a game on the Roblox platform. It was made by Ren Manta Project 3. Because it is on Roblox, you can play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free! This game is also a lot like Diablo 3, but that is a review for another day. So I entered the game, and boy does this place look cool. It looks so high-tech. You don't even look like a Roblox character. So you click this thing called Make a New Character. Then you have to choose your role, and you can pick from Arcane Mage, Defender, and lastly Swordman. Then you have to customize your character. Then you can go to missions to test out your character. So you go to this place, and then you have entered the level 1 space. So you can go to this purple space that has a sign that says 1-1 dungeon. You can play with other people as well, but then you can take on a boss. There are different things that you have to defeat so that you can get to the boss. The boss is sometimes really hard to do, and so you really need someone in your party. You can have up to 5 people in a party. I have 3 characters. One is an arcane mage that turned into a guardian, which is level 48. And another one, which I just started, which is on level 6. And a dual wielder that was a defender that is level 23. I give World//Zero 10 out of 10 stars because it's so much fun to defeat other players in a duel, and it is so much fun to level up.
Tiberius, do you want to know what I give 10 out of 10 stars to?
What?
My mom was super wise, and she told me one thing that was 10 out of 10 was not playing the video games for more than 1 hour a day, unless, of course, we were stuck in the middle of one of these Florida storms. What say you?
Even when there's no Florida storms, I go to like 4, maybe 2.
All right, progress.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
And now it's time for the book of the week. Dogman, The Tale of Two Kitties. This book is written by Dave Pilkey. Let me read to the back of the book. In fact, John D. Would you like to do the honors?
John D. would be honored, my great friend Tiberius. It's double trouble for Dogman. He was the best of dogs. and he was the worst of dogs. It was an age of invention. Twas the season of surprise.
And this is a great book about a dog and a man working together. And then they get put together because they were both hurt badly. Oh, it's science! So Diamond was hired as a policeman. So then Petey, the bad guy, gets out of jail and then tries to make a clone. And then he ends up making a baby clone. So technically he failed like how I failed at writing my book reviews neatly. So he lives his life and decides to get rid of the clone. Then he realized that he had made a mistake and takes the clone, now called Little Petey, back, and then Dogman finally... Well, you're going to have to read the book. So I give Dogman a Tale 2 Kitties, 10 out of 10 stars, because I really liked the story and it was so good. And I will be sure to go ahead and read the other books. See Tiberius Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. And now it's time for the interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. So today we have the one, the only, the amazing John D. John D is an award-winning dynamic public speaker and a certified dream leader.
Well done on the pronunciation of my name correctly, young man. But you did leave out my most favorite thing. Since you do the project with your dad, you left out my YouTube channel that I do with my daughter. How can I ever be a celebrity if people keep forgetting about it?
So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show, though?
How am I enjoying being on the show? Well, turns out I have a mission statement for my life, which is to leave everyone I meet better off. So being on this show today with you and your dad behind the camera and knowing that we're going to be leaving people better off, I literally can't think of a better way to spend my Sunday. It's a blast, and I think you're great.
So, I have to ask, I never thought I needed to manage my dreams. So, what does a certified dream leader do?
All right, I'm going to try to use the appropriate fog index here for you, my young friend, but here is the reality of the situation. This great man back in 1963, Martin Luther King Jr., he said, "I have a dream." And it was a really brilliant statement, and he knew it wouldn't hit if he said, "I have a strategic plan" or "I have a goal," because he knew everyone in their heart had a dream. But the problem is, this world we live in, I know you talked to an attorney that dealt with a death case. I know you talked to a cop that shot people. There is a lot of trauma, tragedy, and tribulations in this world. And these dreams that you have in your heart as a young guy, as you get older, they go away. And they go away because people get wounded. So the reason to have a dream leader is we heal people's wounds and we pull those dreams out of them again, which really is a fancy way to just invite someone to heal their hardened heart. So that's why people need to work with a dream leader. And really, it's just a cute way of saying a coach. Everyone needs someone in their life who has one agenda for the person, one agenda only, and that's to help them win the championship of their life. So that's what I do.
Okay, so now your bio says that you're also a high-performance coach who helps leaders become the greatest versions of themselves. So how do you do that?
How do you do that? Wow, that's a great question. So, high-performance coach. 7.5 out of 10 people walking the face of the earth right now, they have experienced loss, trauma, or betrayal in their life, which leaves them in the corner, in the fetal position, leading a life, to quote Henry David Thoreau, of quiet desperation. So my team, which consists of psychotherapists, a sports psychologist, coaches from many different disciplines, we full court press them with whatever they need to heal and perform at a high level. The greatest version, that's what we're all supposed to achieve on our life. We need to wake up every day and say, what would the greatest version of me do? Say it out loud and see how it feels.
It's really cool. So what is more fun, dream meeting or coaching?
I tell you what. Long time ago, I read a quote by Zig Ziglar, and it said, if you want to live the life of your dreams, just help enough other people live the life of their dreams. So be it as a dream leader or be it as a high-performance coach. You like to eat at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
That's one of my clients owns a bunch of Chick-fil-A's. And whenever I see anybody achieve any level of victory, like I know how you'll feel when you finish this show today, it makes my cup overflow with joy, love, and happiness. One of the things you'll realize in your life, and maybe you already do, that givers gain, and givers are the happiest people. So whenever I give my gifts to someone and I see them achieve a victory, I even cry sometimes, to tell you the truth. I even cry because I'm so happy when I see someone win.
So what is the best part about being a high-performance coach?
Just the opportunity in this life to love another person, which is what coaching is, and seeing them heal, seeing them get better. There's nothing better in the whole wide world than loving another human being. And I hope someday this world realizes that. Loving another person is better than a fancy car. It's better than a video game. It's better than a fish. What everybody even wants is love. All the other stuff is just a very poor substitute.
So what is the most rewarding part about your job?
Just, anytime I'm with someone, like I'm here with you right now, I'm here with your dad who I met. I hope this statement doesn't turn anybody off, but it is what it is. And I believe that God brought us all together. And when I think about that God is love and God ordained this meeting of us three, it's just amazing every time I think about that. And it's just loving, it's rewarding, it's a huge responsibility, and it's just completely beautiful at the end of the day. So when I remember that when I'm with someone, that God put that together, it's amazing. And really, if people start looking at relationships that way, this world could turn around and it won't matter who's president. People can quit using that as some sort of a stupid excuse and look in the mirror and realize, I'm not doing my part.
What is the craziest thing that has happened while you were at work?
That is a really great question, and there are numerous things, so I'm not going to try to overthink this. But I had this lady who I was coaching, and her son had tried to kill himself. He was in college, and his friend, his roommate had killed himself. It left him very distraught, and he hadn't smiled or laughed in 6 months. And I was working with his mother, and his mom said, hey, do you believe that you could help my son? And I said, look, I'm a little bit out of my lane there. As long as he's getting professional help, which he was, I believe that what I do is certainly not going to hurt. So I ask people a bunch of questions to help them gain clarity on their life. So I had this young man in my office. He had tried to commit suicide recently. And I said, "Who are you?" And he kind of stumbled through the answer. And, he was withdrawn. And then the second personal clarity question is, "Well, where did you come from?" And he thought about it. And he thought about it. And he said, "Well, I guess my mom and dad made me, and I'll just go ahead and throw it out there, and your dad could edit this out. But he did say, and I quote, 'I came from my mom's egg and my father's semen.'" And I try to always hold myself back when I'm in a session, but I just burst out laughing because I never heard an answer like that. And then the young man just started crying and laughing and crying and laughing and crying and laughing. And as crazy as it was, he walked out, had to use the bathroom. His mom was outside the door crying, and she said, "That's the first time I heard my son laugh in 6 months." Could you imagine not laughing in 6 months? That's how sad this young man was. So it was a crazy story, and it was a beautiful story.
So what is your greatest achievement in life?
My greatest achievement in life, it's easy. I've worked with several Fortune 500 companies. I worked with a guy last year. I helped him grow his company literally from 90 million to 180 million in 1 year. But that all pales in comparison to 13 months ago, I asked my daughter Kaylee, about to turn 20, I said, "Hey Kaylee, it's time to dream again, because parents need to be dreaming with their kids and not have them turn into memorizers, because memorizing is junk." And she said, "Dad, my dream this year is I don't like the way the world is going." And I said, "You don't?" And she said, "I want to do something about it, Dad." And I said, "You do?" It was like my most proud moment as a human being ever, because dads, moms, they just want to see their kids turn out okay. And she said, "And I want to do it with you, Dad." And I said, "Whoa." And she said, "I want to do some charities to leave the world a better place. But Dad, you are you motivational speak all over the world. I want to learn how to do that. So I want to start a YouTube with you, Dad. I want to start a YouTube channel, leaving the world a better place." So when you have a 19-year-old child and their dream is to leave the world a better place, heck yeah, best achievement by a mile. And now we've been seen in 30 different countries. We have Muslim friends, we have Buddhist friends, we have Jewish friends, we have Catholic friends, and we got friends around the world because of it. We don't even care about the money. And I tell you what, people listening to this, there is no Jewish, Catholic, Muslim, Buddhist, Islamic way of loving. There's only love. And we know it when we see it, baby.
What was the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Boy, that's a really good question. In 2005, I followed my own dreams to open my own company. And it was going amazingly well. I was a good businessman. I was a good husband. I was a good dad. But then in 2008, the economy crashed. And I started working 100 hours a week, plus drive time, etc., etc. I worked 5 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night on my birthday and didn't even get to celebrate with my family. I was just trying to keep the doors open. And I got home from work that night, and my own kids couldn't see me. And there was a handwritten card from my daughter, Kaylee, calling me the greatest dad in the world. And I fell to my knees and I broke down crying that night because I knew keeping the doors open at the business didn't mean jack crap if I wasn't being a good dad. Wow. So I actually hired my own coach back then, and I said, how do I keep the doors open? How do I be a good dad? My father was gone a lot as a child, and he's the one that taught me about becoming the greatest version of myself. So it was really, I was being led to being a coach at that point, and I didn't even know it yet.
Wow. So when you're not working as a coach or speaking, what do you do for fun?
I love that question. It's one of my favorites. You know, when we went to school and we go to art class, we think art is like drawing, painting, or sculpting, etc., and that's not true.
No.
Everybody has their own form of art. Like, I think you doing this show, you're so good at it, and you got so much energy, and you're a natural at it. I would venture to say that you doing this show is one of your forms of art. So I explore my artistic side when I'm not working, and I do that through the YouTube channel with Kaylee. But my favorite thing to do, believe it or not, is cooking. I love cooking meals, and I love watching people enjoy the creations. It's so fun.
Wow. That's really cool. Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners that want to follow you?
You know, I don't actually. I kind of, I have a very organic business with just lots of referrals and word of mouth. I'm on LinkedIn under Jonathan Dunn. And my wife did convince me that I do need a website, so she is building the website for our company, which should be up, I'd say, in 30 days. And it's dreamleaderinstitute.com.
Okay. Well, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Yeah. I love this question, as odd as it is. And I'm going to ask you, too, now. So, what is, if you could, for the rest of your life, only eat one meal, what would the one meal be?
Salad.
What? Oh, my gosh, that's great. You're a rock star, man. What now? I can't let you get away with such a basic answer, though. You got to at least tell me then what kind of dressing would be on the salad.
Caesar.
Oh man, croutons or no croutons?
No croutons.
Now in a pure.
I can't have it.
Okay, that's right. I had braces too. Now in a true Caesar salad, they have anchovies in them.
Oh.
Do you like Caesar salads with anchovies, or for yours is it no anchovies?
No anchovies.
All right, yeah.
And
good.
no pepper either.
I love a good Caesar salad. Do you want meat in it?
Yes.
What kind of meat?
Chicken.
Okay, good.
It's good.
Chicken Caesar salad, nice and low carb, my brother. No wonder you're so skinny.
Well, thank you, Jonathan, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Oh, I would be happy to, my brother.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator rights. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you, Jonathan, for helping me with Math Corners. Today we're going to talk about multiplying with two-digit numbers. I really like the lattice way. Did you know that this method was used by Fibonacci? That is way cool. Well, to start off your layout, you have two numbers, largest on the top and smaller on the side. So let's multiply 87 times 24. So you draw a box and you put the 87 on the top, and then you draw the 24 on the side. Then you divide the box with lines like a cross, and then you divide each box long ways in half so that it looks like triangles. Now you get to multiply each number in the row by getting the number in the column. So starting with the right, 7 times 2 is 14, and 8 times 2 is 16. I put those in the boxes, and then I do the second row. 7 times 4 is 28, and 8 times 4 is 32. Now you use the diagonal lines to add the results. If lattice is more than 9, go ahead and carry over the 10s that occur. So you add the numbers from right to left, so the 8 carries down. The 4 plus 2 is 8, and then you got the 1 plus 6 plus 3, which is 10, so you carry the 1 and put a 0. Then the 1 plus the 1, you carried, and you get 2. So the answer is 2,088. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's so much better when you do larger numbers, and it takes up a lot less space on the paper. So Jonathan, do you now know all about lattice math, or are your kids all grown up already?
I have to say I was quite the math student. Did very, very well in math, but I was not familiar with lattice math. And daughter's in the final year of college, so she's through math. Son still got a little bit of math. He is a sophomore in high school.
Ooh.
So you taught me something new today. You left me better off. Well done.
Well, thank you, John D., for your help with Math Corners.
It was my pleasure. Not sure how much help I was, mind you.
The heart of a lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about nobility. For me, I think nobility is remembering we are God's special possessions and acting in a noble way. Showing courage and honor, too. The qualities of nobility are goodness, virtue, honor, generosity, and selflessness. So this week, I saw Cooper Ball helping me with my binder situation. So he helps me organize my binder with my planner first. Then my reading, and then blank paper, math, social studies, Bible, science, class news, and then lastly, writing. So he was helping other people with their binders, which is a good example of selflessness. That is also very generous of Cooper at the same time. So Jonathan, did you see or use nobility at all this week?
Absolutely. Do you know what true nobility is, Tiberius?
No.
True nobility is being a little bit better today than we were yesterday. And every single morning, I wake up and I say, God, this is John D. Of course, you know that, God, since you know how many hairs are in my head. Of course, a few of them seem a little gray right now. If you want to do anything about that, God. But I believe that you created me to be the greatest version of myself. So, God, I want to talk to you this morning about how I could be a little bit better today than I was yesterday. And I talk to God and I pray to God using the ABCD method, which is I check with God my attitude every morning, how I'm treating my body, how I'm treating my connections, and if I'm living a life of my dreams. And I always end the prayer by saying, God, will you show me one way today to be a better me? Because true nobility is being just a little bit better each day.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Johnny for being on my show. It's been so much fun talking with you today, and I have one day to see you at one of your speaking events or YouTube channel.
We would love to see you. Now, granted, my next speaking event is in Massachusetts in January, but 2021 is lining up, and for anybody who wants to see the YouTube channel, you won't be disappointed. It is titled Get Out of the Porta Potty. Get Out of the Porta Potty. And by the time the show airs, the website should be up, which is dreamleaderinstitute.com. Thank you so much for having me, my friend.
You are welcome. And be sure to listen to us next week on the Tiberius Show because Tiberius!
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer Joseph Boyd. Production editor Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager Danny Boyd. And your program host, Tiberius boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.